Oh. Hey, welcome to the basement, and welcome to the first day of the Choice Novel Reading Unit, your last reading unit for the year, and an exciting one because it's the one where you picked which novel from the Roots curriculum you wanted to read, and you're going to go on an independent journey. Just so happens that this year it's going to be even more independent, but I have faith that the stuff that we have for you to help you through the reading, the amount of days that we will give you to get each reading assignment done, you're going to do great and you're going to enjoy this unit because you picked the book. So let's give you a tour of today's agenda. So let's just take a moment to recognize that it is Friday, and that means that there are 3 C-readers due, no longer for Sunday night. It is a different night, but they are still due every week. So some class time today, if it was spent on getting a C-reader done, wouldn't be a bad idea. I know that Mrs. Pomeroy has been excited by those of you who are asking for help and advocating for yourself. And so if you did not see that email, know that she is impressed by those of you who are advocating even though you are away. Today, you are going to understand how to track your reading progress independently. I'm going to show you the reading schedule, and I'm going to show you the reading comprehension questions that you're going to be able to use to know, am I understanding the novel that's been assigned to me? Am I ready for the next reading date? And you can see that we have our first reading assignment for this unit, and it will be a week from now. I also want to introduce you to the question of our unit, which is, how can fiction tell something that is true? So just real quick, fiction, we kind of understand, has a basic definition of a story, something that somebody has made up. It could have a genre to it, like science fiction or adventure, but generally those characters are made up, those settings are made up, that plot is made up, comes from an author's mind. So then why do we bother? If it's all made up, why is it a subject in school? So before you leave Roots, let's talk about the why. Why does Mr. Gum have to bring me along while he's telling you all these interesting real things that happen in human history? Why am I there saying, let's also read this fiction, this stuff that's made up, but inside it, I say there are things that are true about us. So we're going to watch a short video today that will introduce us to that concept of fiction being somehow true. Okay, so when you start class today, this video will be attached to this assignment 6.3, Introduction to the Choice Novel Unit. This is your stopping place for all the information that you need to start. First, what book are you reading? I gave everyone their last chance yesterday to pick the book, and now I have picked for you if you haven't picked, or I have locked in the choice that you made in that Pear Deck. If you need to get a book, know that you can contact Mrs. Gilchrist, the librarian, either by email or with the tech support Google form that has been provided to you as students, the 24/7 support form, and ask for that book to be set aside, and you'll be told when you can come pick it up. You also probably can find copies of these books in other ways, either by finding a digital book that you purchase, or some schools have made PDFs available, but just be careful with those because understand that technically is probably violating some publishing rights. So there are ways to get these books, and that's certainly one of the reasons why your first reading assignment is going to be a whole week off. All right, so this is attached, so you don't need to get it from the screen. You can take a look at the novel assignments here. Shortly after this video is posted will be the posting of the calendar, the first reading assignment. For now, I only have Friday penciled in because our remote learning curriculum is going to have to just be a lot more flexible. So for now, I know when the first reading date is due. Because we have 3 different books, we have 3 different reading calendars. So you need to follow the calendar that is for your text. This should fairly be clear. This first column is the Adoration of Jenna Fox. Here we have Absolutely True Diary of a Part-Time Indian. And here we have Lord of the Flies. So, by Friday, if you are reading the Adoration of Jenna Fox, you have 36 pages to read. You'll need to be up to page 39. If you're reading the Absolutely True Diary of a Part-Time Indian, you have 42 pages of reading, and you need to be up to page 43. You'll find out pretty quickly, True Diary, that you have cartoons, so it's not as many pages as it looks. On the other hand, Lord of the Flies, you have 24 pages of reading. Here's your stopping point by next Friday, but those 24 pages of reading are really dense. So I gave these page numbers not for you to compare with each other. Oh, I wish I had chosen Lord of the Flies. They have way less reading. No, that's for you to internally say, how many pages do I have to get done in the 7 days that I've been given? How many pages a day do I need to read? So you can break it up. Ignore everybody else's column. Only focus on your own. You also have been given reading guides that you can use to track your understanding. If we open up the Jenna Fox one as an example, these can be printed or you can make a copy of them, and I are broken up to show where most of the questions come from. Lord of the Flies, that novel is going to do this the least, but there's going to be a mix between quote identification and just basic comprehension question, and sometimes there will be some analysis questions. These are not collected or graded, but they are useful for you to understand your own understanding, meaning if you are able to answer these questions, then you're on track. If you're not able to answer these questions, it might be time to reach out for help and say, I'm not getting this. This novel doesn't make sense to me. Can you help me with question blank, whatever question you need. All right. As with any other unit, this will look a little different in remote learning, but as with any other unit, should we have an assessment of some sort, and we will have reading quizzes, you'll be able to use any notes that you took. We'll figure out how that works later. We might just go on the honor system. I would rather have you take notes and do the reading now than worry about the authenticity of our quizzes on the other end. Go ahead, just take notes and know that I want you to be able to use them for any future project. All right, next up, we're going to review that question of what is it that makes fiction true. And to do that, I'm going to show you an evidence collector that you will be doing, but I'm not sharing today. I repeat, you won't find this today. Don't go and look for it. I'm just previewing it. We will look at it next week. All right. Eventually, you can see there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 rows where you're going to be doing some evidence collecting. But I'm going to do a whole separate lesson on how to do that. For now, I just want to preview this idea of why should we look for connections in literature.